Welcome to another conversation on the future of commuting with myself, Dahi Butler, and today I'm delighted to be joined by my colleague, ParkOffice co-founder and CTO, Dan Paul. How are you doing today, Dan?
Good, good. How are you doing, Dory?
Very good, very good. So, the last couple of weeks have been a really exciting time in the ParkOffice world. We recently launched our latest feature, ParkOffice Revenue. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about ParkOffice Revenue, Dan?
Yeah, sure. So ParkOffice Revenue allows landlords, property owners to rent out their parking space to other people who they trust. So this is in a company scenario, let's say. You don't want other people from the public coming into your parking space. You can only rent it out to the other companies who are already renting out that building. And this allows you to do that.
Cool. No, it's definitely a great product, and feedback so far has been really, really positive. I suppose we wanted to get you on today, Dan, to talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts and really to give people an insight in to the power of engineering and technology and what it can really achieve in this mobility space. So maybe if we kind of kick things off, if you could just tell us a little bit about how ParkOffice came to fruition.
Yeah, so we were in a
Sorry, ParkOffice Revenue, I should add.
Yeah, so we met a lot of property managers and companies who had extra space in their office, but they didn't have any use for it. And this is usually the landlords. And we figured out that the biggest problem was that they can't make money off that by renting it out to the public, because the biggest concern was security. They can't have external people coming into the company, parking in the same place where there are other companies working in the same building. So we built this solution that allows them to do that, and they can cross-sell it to the other companies that are in the same building. Now, this also helps with, say, leasing and the way that leasing works, that you don't now have to pay for a parking space for the whole year. It just allows you to kind of use it as an overflow car park. You just you just buy what you need as a company, and also as a landlord, if you need to reclaim that space back because you got a new tenant, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting insights and journey so far. So tell me, how do you actually go about building an ambitious new feature like ParkOffice Revenue when I suppose that there's nothing else out there like it in the market at the moment?
Yeah, so our first thing is just knowing the problem. So we try to speak as much landlords and property managers as possible. We found out what their pain points were. We understood what their requirements were. We then built and designed and built our first version of it, which we kind of got feedback of. And we continue to work closely with some of our initial pilot customers to see what else we could do to make that product really work and solve a real problem for them. And as we kind of scale that, we can easily be confident that what we built is a solid product.
Yeah, cool. No, it's really interesting. And then I suppose success, like what does success look like for ParkOffice Revenue from an engineering perspective?
So, our perspective is that the world is full of complicated products, but we pride ourselves in like how simple what we build is, but that doesn't discount how complex the problem that we're trying to solve. So one of our core metrics would be how many people are actually using this solution, and this is actively using week on week. And we also measure that progress against an NPS score, which is a net promoter score. And we aim to have about 80% of people who say that they love the product. And if we get anybody below that, we reach out, we ask them what happened, and we try and make them kind of give us a better rating because of what we can do to solve their problems and make their lives easier.
Cool. I'm just going to pull you up maybe on one thing you mentioned there. So it's simple products that solve complex problems, but I think from seeing you guys work, there's nothing simple about the products. The products are incredibly complex and have years and years of kind of intellectual property and expertise invested in creating them. But it's more the kind of great skill you guys and what you really pride yourself on is packaging that in a way that's very digestible and usable, whereas potentially elsewhere in the market, people fall down with products that are quite powerful but kind of very clunky and hard to use.
Yeah, so the way we kind of start is we don't look at what is technically possible. We look at the end result, say, this is how it should function for a user. And we go back to the tech side and we make that happen in that way. I think a lot of companies probably focus from where they are technically and they try to build a tech solution, which then the user experience is kind of the last thing that is considered of how that is presented. But we kind of start from the user experience first and build, doesn't matter how complex it is, we make that simple user experience happen.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Thanks a million for your time today, Dan.
No problem.